welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be the ultimate guide to CVs as part of the series How to Get a Job. So the first part of your CV is going to be your name and contact details. So I've just got a little made up example here. So we've got Annie Banks, we've got her address, her mobile number and her email address. And this would go right at the top of the CV just here. So in terms of the name, you want to make sure that it's in capital letters, it's centered and it's bold. And then for the address, mobile number and email address, you want to make sure that it's on one line and that you can separate it using a symbol such as the little dot I've used here. So after your name and contact details, you want to put down your education. So this goes just below the name and contact details as shown here. So when it comes to education, you want to make sure that you're putting down your qualifications in reverse chronological order. So this means you're putting the most recent qualification first. So as you can see from the example here, we've got BSc Biology, so Annie's degree, which she's currently doing first, and then we've got A-levels and GCSEs, which she's done previously below that. You want to make sure that you're stating what the qualifications are and the location of study. So for the degree, we've got University of Southampton in Southampton, and for the A-levels and GCSEs, we've got Dayton Academy in Ipswich. You also want to make sure that you're summarising the skills linked to the job requirements. So for example, if Annie was applying to a lab role, she'd want to talk about the lab experience that she'd had as part of her BSc Biology degree. And then you want to include any key grades. So we've got the GCSE and A-level grades stated there, and then we've also got her first year grade stated there as well. So after education comes work experience, as you can see here on the CV. So just like with our qualifications, we want to make sure that we're listing our experiences in reverse chronological order. So our most recent experience comes first. So you want to make sure that you state what the role was or is and the location. So for example, we've got plant research intern, Faculty of Biosciences, University of Southampton, Southampton. You then want to summarise the role and the duties and sort of link these to the current job description which you're applying for. So for example, Annie's written down for her plant research internship that she produced research videos, lab reports, she designed research strategies, and she collaborated with colleagues in meetings and via written communication. So after you've summarised the role, you then want to talk about the skills that you've developed. So for example, if the role you're applying for talks about you requiring teamwork or communication, you want to make sure that you put those in the skills developed and you're picking out those key experiences which really show that. Remember that you may not have that much experience, so for example, if you're just starting out with your CV, that's absolutely fine. What you can talk about is different awards or achievements or roles you've had in school, for example. So if you've been a form captain, or you've helped out an open evening, or you're part of a hockey club, any sort of experiences that you've had are relevant to this section. So what I would do is perhaps break it up into, for example, maybe awards and achievements, positions of responsibility, rather than stating it as work experience. But make sure that you really have a think about what sort of things you've done. You don't have to have had tons of experience, especially when you're just starting out looking for roles. So the next section is interests and achievements. So this comes below work experience. So as you can see here, Annie has just listed some of the key interests that she has and some of the achievements that she's gained. So for example, we've got that she is the Southampton University Swimming Club president. She says that she's completed Duke of Edinburgh Awards and she's done some online courses. So again, making sure that we put down what the interest or achievement is and the location of it, and then summarize it in making sure it's relevant to the job description you're applying for. And then you can talk about the skills that you developed in this summary. So for example, as you can see, for the first one about being the swimming club president, she's put down that she's developed leadership, verbal communication skills and organisation. So this is just sort of a separate space to summarise other things that aren't as such perhaps regarded as work experiences, or perhaps aren't as important in the main sort of body of the CV, but there's still things that you maybe want the recruiters and the company that you're applying to see. So let's say that being the Southampton University Swim Club president was one of your really big work experiences, then of course you can put that in the work experience section. But if you've already got other work experiences which are more relevant to the role, then you can put other interests and achievements in a section like this. So the final part of your CV is your references. So this goes right at the bottom of your CV. So it's important that you have at least 2 key references. So these could be an academic, so they could be a teacher or a lecturer or a personal tutor, and they could also be a manager if you're working currently, or a previous manager from a previous role. So you want to make sure that you write down the reference's name, their role, their association with you. So for example, we've got Dr. Marie Lyson, we've put that she's a lecturer in biology at the University of Southampton, and the association to Annie is that she's her personal tutor. We then want to write down their email address and their phone number. So you've really got all that information right there, so the recruiters or the company can go directly to them. So this is the overall CV that I've just put here. So I just thought I'd touch on some other key points. So make sure that your CV is in black and white. Just to reiterate again that your experiences and qualifications for each section need to go in reverse chronological order. You want to make sure that your CV is only 1 to 2 pages and no more. So you may only need to state a few key experiences for a role you're applying for. You don't always need to put down absolutely everything. You just need to put down things that are relevant. So never go over 2 pages for your CV, otherwise it's just not going to get looked at, and it's just going to be far too much for the recruiters and the company to handle. You want to make sure that you're, as I sort of said just then, sort of adapting your skills and experiences for different roles. So you may want to take out some experiences for some roles, put some in. You also want to change about some of the skills you've talked about, or perhaps some of the role duties that you've had. So make sure that you're really tailoring that CV to the specific role you're applying for. You can't just use the same one for every single role. You want to make sure as well that when you're sort of summarising your key duties, that you use a verb instead of saying I did this, I did that. It's much better to say led club meetings, or produce research videos, or develop I don't know, develop research strategies. So this just makes not only does it condense down what you're saying, but it's much more straight to the point, which makes it easier again for the recruiter to read. So again, you want to make sure that you're updating your references when necessary. So for example, if you've done your CV a while ago now and you've got a really old reference on there, you want to maybe ask someone else to be a new reference, so perhaps a current person you're working with, or a current academic. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Please make sure to subscribe, comment down below if you're currently applying for a role, and give this video a big thumbs up if you want me to do more videos in relation to job applications, and also make sure to share this with anyone who you think will find it useful. Also head over to our social medias, so our Instagram, TikTok and Facebook are all at Leeds FBS Student Life. And again, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in our next video. Bye guys.